Right, so those were your markets. Now, the International Labour Organization, the ILO, will hold a two-day symposium from Thursday in Geneva in Switzerland to begin the process of planning the future of work. It says that how we view the world of work now will change in the future due to many factors, including technological and economic changes. Our reporter Liabo Setho is in Geneva in Switzerland, and she'll be attending the conference and reporting on it from there. Let's find out from her what we can expect from this conference.
Over the next 2 days, 700 delegates, including economists, academia, civil society, as well as government, will be converging here at the International Labour Organization headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. At the heart of this two-day meeting is the ever-changing world of work. In fact, experts say the world of work as we know it now is constantly evolving and changing. But to find out what that exactly means for us who are in the world of work and what that means for you sitting at home looking for work, we are joined by Mr. Jeff Johnson. He is the ILO Deputy Director for their Research Department. Mr. Johnson, thank you very much for making time to speak to us. The world of work is evolving. How is it evolving? Will I do work differently from what I'm doing today?
Well, the short answer is yes. If we look throughout time, the world of work has always been changing. What's changed now is that speed of innovation, how fast we're changing. What our grandparents were doing, most of us are not doing. Most of our grandparents were involved in agriculture, for example. So the world of work is changing. What's different about this fourth industrial revolution is how we move forward with innovation and technology. So the world of work will not only change for those who have basic degrees or in manufacturing or the average person, but even the more advanced educated will have changes in their world of work too.
I know that the World Economic Forum is really big on the fourth industrial revolution, which means that technology is taking over. Do we know the exact extent that now technology is taking over? Will robots now be doing our jobs?
Well, I think we have to look at it this way. In the first three industrial revolutions, first we had human and capital coming together, and we increased labor productivity. Then with the Industrial Revolution, we started even improving that further. The third industrial revolution was innovation and technology, and we use information technology to move even faster. So will robots take over? I think we're going to have to look at how we move with capital and labor together, how we use these innovations, how we use technology. The question is not fixed in stone. We have the ability to influence the future in order to build the future we want. So will work get easier? Not sure. Will work be harder? Not sure. But it will change. But it's up to us to determine how to make those changes work for us and society.
It sounds very innovative and quite scary on the other side as well. I come from a country where labor organizations are very, very active. How does that influence their roles in the world of work or in the workers' lives?
Social dialogue is at the forefront. In order to ensure that work services society, we need people with a voice. It's up to the trade unions and the employers to come together to figure out how to produce goods and services that actually service society, not the other way around. The analogy that I often give is we have an engine. We want to basically regulate the speed and the RPMs of that engine. So that's what we call the economy. And that engine is there to serve the passengers. So how, through social dialogue, we can regulate that system to optimize its impact.
You spoke about economy, and I know that the world economy is not growing at a kind of pace that we all wanted to the world over. Added to that is the issue of unemployment globally. I know that particularly in Africa, the unemployment rate is quite high. We have a lot of youths not working. How do they prepare themselves when they are not working now for a world that is changing that they might not be part of?
You ask a lot in a short time. First of all, it's not about the level of economic growth we achieve, but rather how we achieve growth. We've had this model of produce, high levels of growth. And we associated with that with the ability to create jobs. But we need to rethink that. It's not about having high growth rates, but rather how we get growth through ensuring we're creating a work environment that creates decent, productive jobs. So that's a paradigm shift, and we need to think about that. Your second question about Africa unemployment. While Africa has a higher rate of unemployment, the bigger issue for most of the countries in sub-Saharan Africa is vulnerable forms of employment. If you think of it this way, we have 3.5 billion people on this planet that are economically active, trying to find a way to provide for themselves and their families. 1.5 billion are among the ranks of the vulnerably employed, own account workers, unpaid family workers, that are struggling to survive today and for tomorrow. So that's a much bigger issue. And therefore, how do we create an environment in our society that gives them the opportunities to produce goods and services, but through decent and productive means? And your very first question was on social dialogue. That is at the forefront. We need to ensure that people have a voice to determine their future and that of their communities.
My understanding is that these are all interwebbed. Without going into much more details, I'd probably want to do that tomorrow. I know that the ILO is at the center of providing decent work. How do we make this future work decent at the same time?
Well, that's what this two-day event's about. We're bringing together experts from around the world to basically help us and help others around the world understand how we see the future. What we see are the opportunities, but also the challenges, and how we address those together. So we have leading experts that are looking from things like work in society, decent work for all, governance, innovation, technology. And we have a special session on youth. So we're bringing young people in from around the world to actually talk how they see the future. So the issue is now we're looking about how to shape that future for what we want. We don't want it to just run amok and go its own direction, but we want people to have a voice. So as you said, we have almost 600-700 people showing up. We hope that we can have that dialogue. But it's equally important, it's not just about the people showing up here, but everybody around the world will be able to join the discussion through Facebook and Twitter. So they can ask questions to the experts as well. So we're looking forward to an impact, not just here in Geneva, but around the world.
Mr. Johnson, thank you very much for making time to speak to us. I look forward to attending this conference over the next 2 days. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was Mr. Lawrence Jeff Johnson. He is the ILO's Deputy Director for the Research Department. He was just giving us some information about what we can expect over the next 2 days. As I said earlier on, the ILO is hosting what we call a Future of Work Symposium from Thursday until Friday. And here we will find out how the world can better prepare itself for the changing world of work, and how everyone can play a part. As you said, academia is going to be here, economists are going to be here, and you at home will be able to participate in this, as it will be available on social media network, that would be Facebook and Twitter, and you will be able to ask questions to all the experts that are here.